Yes, finally. Hello, everyone. We're live. This is the time of the year all guys have been waiting for. Get ready to see this? Yep. It is my 10-year anniversary, baby, of my first video on my channel. So you end up saying what now is? Yeah. They end up welcoming up with full arms. And they end up saying what now? The form to go through my past history of this channel. Yep. I started this YouTube video. Yep. Is really do not know what the hell I'm talking about and know what I end up knowing is who I am at this point. It's in the bizarre. And the end of it is right now is I started with a some sort. My first video is all supporting stuff and Olympic stuff, right? I think it comes before or after the Olympics in the held in announcing it in the 2022 Winter Olympics, in the 2020 Winter Youth Olympics. It's been announced, which, as in all of it, has been uh, hosted in Beijing and Lausanne, but it did happen in a bit in my first upload back on this date 10 years ago. And yeah, at the time, I was still in a Budget Inn Suites hotel in Halton City, Texas. Seeing the locations in the middle of the night because I just do not want to have the background picture in the middle of the daylight. Yes, I was on my laptop at the time, which, as you know, but it appeared so low because I was in the bed, as you know. So what happened to that laptop in the rescue window? It got sustained horrible, like, liquid damage. I think it's from the milk when it was in my cereal at the time in bed. Spilled a whole boatload of milk all over my laptop, kind of caused it to break. Yeah, not recommended doing that anymore for the people doing that. Because you know how liquid it could, laptop could be result to, and to get so much liquid damage. Yeah. How about that? So kind of makes sense right now. The point of context, just don't do that. So yeah. So this some huge updates that the computer then to is because it just reason is just goes right back up to Ohio from Texas because of difficult consequences and even without a computer at the time. So it's kind of what they have to expect to the end I have for since the time. So before I ask right now, this is end up in pure context. So the one in the data in every years at this point. I I used to upload stuff from websites and either put it just tape all the way to online or some sort. Yeah, and I don't do that anymore because it can hit by copyright. They can literally award against copyright and otherwise. So to keeping copyright issues and otherwise. So the reason I don't do it anymore because I do not believe in to go to court for that. And you know about that is. So yeah. I'll need words. My channel almost to be just took down because then some stole some other channel's contact, which I almost lost my channel and almost got sued. So yeah, then I'm not recommending doing that either. So yeah, so yeah, so it makes sense. Yeah, and I used to do that, and even making good memes to the face for some other YouTubers of some sort without having their permission and to say what now. I don't know what's going on. So yeah. And in the end, my largest, most viewed video was the old Team Overlay video from the based on the video from the indent on the one of the soccer broadcast. I think this is back in Spain, in 1982. Yeah. You know how many views of this thing has? Last I checked, over 1,000 views. Think about that right now. Over 1,000. I think by now it's almost 2,000 views. Which is still my most viewed video on my channel, and this happened years ago. How about that? So yeah, to make context right now, yeah, that is kind of surprises me at most. So yeah, so so how's my life is since the first video from Source? Yeah, since the first video, I was not just went out of middle school and is still homeless at the time. Yeah, as you know, there's just issues. Since I got back in Ohio, finally things are just starting to get the wheels wheeling. I finally got into high school, graduated, just that cool, right at my own birthday. When in the end up, I was like 21 or 22, whatever it is, somewhere around there. No, I might be the oldest student ever graduated from Theodore Roosevelt High School in Kent. I would not be surprised with that. To see why I have so much awards on my wall, and there's also my let me think it's whatever it is, I forget it's called. So they end up have that in my living there. But the question is, are you working? I'm saying yes. I do have a job. Well, technically my fifth job. It is a full time. I used to work and the first time that I was like at Gabe's. I got out because I was in training, and then at the end I moved to forget it's called, but that just makes sense. Yeah, I believe I think I took out against I was then moved right into I believe.
She takes antacids every day. Is she serious? Joe, antacids are fine, I promise. So can we do this? Sure.
So I think kind of forget it's called, but
unfortunately, there's a huge red flag.
I believe I might believe it's not.
The D-dimer test.
So yes,
blood clots, which are very
I believe I forget it's called, and I did move to Goodwill. That job treated me badly. I finally got out of this thanks to high school. There, to see why. And while I'm in high school, I was in a job training program for my high school to go look at Rosie's at Kent State University, which it should know already. Then it's I really do not know Quaker personally, and I used to work at Kent State, but that's who I am right now. As a person that used to work at Kent State University at Rosie's I be a stock as a person of stock on my shelves and put drinks in the coolers. Yeah, that person. And also, you end up recognize me. They end up doing report so many additives into the soda. They didn't make it taste so good. Yeah, I'm literally that person. So yeah, but here's the thing, one though. I'm gonna tell you one, and that's why. Yeah, I worked until I graduated from high school. In my job right now is at Bob Evans in Streetsboro, and yeah, I work as to area I've never experienced until then at all. I work as a dishwasher at Bob Evans. And I was supposed to work as a dishwasher at Kent State. But the problem is I graduated before I had a chance. So it became that because I'm technically inexperienced. But I worked there for like for over 4 years in Bob Evans, which is kind of impressive. But the end of starting from absolutely nothing to who I am right now. That is the hell impressive it is. Oh yeah, from life skills, and then thinking back in high school. In the end, I mentioned about Mrs. Hargrove, which is my high school teacher out of life skills, which is also my teacher from out of math and English, told me that you should not make friends at work. Employees are not friends at all. You should not make friends at work. So that concerns my mom because I'm kind of afraid in the end of Mrs. Hargrove would try to overprotect its students for workplaces, which is a cause problems with managers of some sort. It's not smart, but I just follow what Mrs. Hargrove said. Then they never make friends at all at my workplace. Never make friends. Never ever. And I succeed with that. Yeah. So even longer off. Yeah. Yeah. Even why do you keep doing this? It's some sort of try to do not make friends at my work. Yeah. Even. Yeah. And almost got fired once at my job of some sort. Almost did. The hell I did that? Well, I wrote down a note at the end of it says like Grace and Miranda's like having crushes on me. And then it's mostly Grace's issue at the time. What I did is I wrote down on the piece of paper, or I don't have paper. Don't have paper. It's on paper towel. It's on in the light paper. Brought a pen. I wrote down a note. On there is anyways. And they tell me that to stop having kind of crush on me or else. That drove Grayson into a wrong way direction. And I told Tracy, which is my manager / boss, to know what's going on. And they told me all this information. Tracy found out they told me that they're just making a threat to my own employees about making some sort and about threatening to abuse my own employees, like almost domestically. Good thing Tracy told me got me to stop on that before going even further, because they kind of made this like attempted domestic violence on me, and at that point, on my own employees at work. So quickly, I try to stop doing that. You get afraid that something is saying, or else, kind of tells us it end up being like a domestic threat to in the job place, which is technically a big no-no. So yeah, Ben are not recommending doing this. That's why I don't bring pen, like my own pens or writing wear to work at MSFC anymore because of that one time. It's awful and otherwise. It's kind of makes sense in the put in the context.
Last week she had a facelift. Today
So,
I took her back to have her stitches removed. Afterwards we let her lunch and she got up to use the ladies' room and her face just started bleeding.
So in the kind of seeing the point in the context right now, yes, and the beautiful otherwise. I don't know why I did that. Why I bet earlier than I do not put any things that are going to be extremely hurtful at the time. Well, I found out my aide from high school, Mrs. Osba, is that they're trying to prevent me to the end of the try and avoid to be too harmful for other people or some sort of. She told me about that. And hate to say it, Mrs. Osba is heavy religious. She does not even allow the end of for any students on this phone. And her class has been in the same words in vain. So it's kind of like you say, oh my God, or some sort. She just immediately stops. She has eyes like an eagle. At the end of the know what's gonna happen. Yeah, she does not like that in the same words in vain right in front of her face. It's a big no-no. So that kind of makes sense. She is heavy religious, and I can respect her by doing that. So to see why. So yeah. So it makes sense.
At this point, I've decided it's very
So
important.
yeah, so it makes
Cross
sense.
the line from caregiver to care protector.
So it kind of makes sense right now.
This is not something to be casual about. Or
So
mess around with.
If she has a pulmonary embolism,
so that's technically most of the. And yeah, me in high school was fun. Yeah, especially I did some special needs and they have a noise sensibility.
That he is
As
creating
you
a
know,
situation
because from my earlier videos back in 2015, 2016.
of
Man, that's been a
his
long
wife
time.
or their
So
baby.
they do have a noise sensibility. So while in high school, what I then just did is after I'm done eating my lunch, I go straight to the school's library to get on the computers just to relax the social until the next class bell. Because I'm really sensitive to loud noises. And you know those school cafeterias are so damn loud. You cannot believe. You know, just can't make sense.
well, the good news
Also,
is seeing anything
it's
concerning.
pretty nice of Mrs. Hawker to give me headphones, which I still have on my wall, as you know, in case of fire drills. Also have also Mrs. Cayenne or something. I forget her name.
How you doing, Trish?
Damn it. Constant algebra teacher say. Even reminded me that you had to need those headphones in case of the band going down the hall. And that happens some of the times. It never happens often. This makes sense.
Almost twice.
So, yeah.
Increase your O2.
And you got the band is loud. Even Mrs. Harper allowed me to stay in her classroom
Is it more than a
when we off pep rallies. Because then we never right now, and as I should know,
sure?
I'm prevented from the pep rallies since middle school. Timberville Middle School because pep rallies
Okay.
are so
Still need to get
loud.
the
And since I have a noise sensibility, I can't even handle it. So yeah. So this is one of the reasons why my mom is preventing me going to David Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese's, and even rock bands and even concerts. Because because I'm kind of afraid I go overwhelmed and I can't even handle. So yeah. Which it kind of makes sense how many of my autism in the end get the hand better in me at this point, right?
I'll be back.
So yeah, even earlier videos in the social media was in Kent. The reason is I'm kind of renting off to some random guy from Pennsylvania at the time for a couple months in Kent. At this point, so some sort. Well, because of that, there's so much of this one guy's house in Kent at this point kind of shows improved, so I know.
I was vitamin 8 or 9. Please don't tell Joe. I don't want him to worry even more. How long have you been at this level? Since before the X-ray.
In emergency medicine, we are constantly.
So I kind of say when I'm not to the end of trying to end up being a fool and then end up being too cheap and then it can turn on. But I've been on free-based YouTube since like 2015, and the reason is I'm technically I don't have money at the time because I was like a teenager at the time. And yeah, this comes before the U.S. government did decide to, well, technically take hold of teenagers to prevent the social abuse and online safety. Because at the time, and I was in 2015, I was like 17 years old. I made my first video. How my 2 other videos to even like it. Yeah, you can see my 2 other videos after this stream ends. Yeah, those are the even uploaded while in Correct, Texas, in apartments back in 2014, 2015. So I was like 14, 15 at the time. Yes, 14, 15 years old at the time when uploading those videos. The quality is choppy, and they kind of let you know. Yeah, I had those videos in the archives in my other channel when I can send over this later after this YouTube ended. I was like a real young teenager at the time. Let's see why. Yes, I literally started this channel at the age of 17. And I ended up just turned 18 like a couple of months later. They became old enough in the anime these days for the channel.
My voice
So
doesn't sound right.
so it really means
Goes slow motion.
so it really means some sort. Yeah, so back on topic about Kent. And then they end up living in the Kent house and she has some random guy from Pennsylvania. We got out of that house, so they end up because some guy wanted the house back from Pennsylvania because he has a heart condition, so that makes sense. So I think it makes obvious sense, and then because of that, they kind of moved into here. And then they lived there for almost 10 years. Holy crap!
I'm really sorry that we don't.
If I might add 10 years.
I know.
Holy crap! I know.
If there's anything else you think we
Yeah,
should
you
know,
can see how the theme of those kind of changed from a wooden
here kind of picks
background
up
to the background I have now. You can
Seeing
tell all the
those
way.
patients, but I just keep thinking about what the tax return show. And then
So
I
it
get to
makes sense.
Dr. Lynch.
And it has some background noises.
You're in tax return?
Yeah, you can hear the background noises. Yeah.
Oh, didn't see that coming. Looks like this is
Yeah,
a
and
paper
pretty
surprise.
soon they're gonna get the special guest in here soon enough, and then end up where it is. So,
Gotta replace your water heater? $1,200.
so
Need a new fridge? $2,000.
so when they end up continuing on,
That could be as much as $4,000.
and they end up related to. So, and then, yeah, while I'm still in Canada, I took those long distance walks. One time I ended up walk all the way towards the end to the complex of back in even go beyond it. Even to go beyond the housing neighborhoods itself to go all the way down towards right close to almost in Silver Lake at one time. Which that immediately just scared my mom with at the time working big to this point. And that kind of freaked her out at this point, and then literally caused my mom to call the cops for the looking for me, and then they found me, and I just walked past an elementary school in Stowe. So yeah, so they caused me to drive all the way back to there, and I kind of freaked her out at that one at the time. So I'm trying to be leaving the mother bird's nest at the time, then to go to that area, but I think my mother just doesn't see that at the time as I end up being ready. So yeah, it was early in the day, so I'm not gonna end up need to know, but it makes sense. So yeah, since I now moved in here, I'm moving now trapped in this chamber neighborhood. So it's like a prison. I can't get out of here because of Highway 5, and then there's a construction site there that then you go through. I literally get scratched, and I literally just get scratched by thorny bushes. Only once get tripped over rocks or some sort of, they end up in stumble a couple times because we get to be in a muddy mess. Otherwise, I was very uncomfortable for days because of plants. Because we scratch our pants of some sorts, end up being thorns. And they end up scratching my leg up, so it's almost like a bad cat scratch. So yeah. So it's yeah, it's kind of like it. It would end up being hiking in the woods, with on the trail, and as it kind of feels like. So.
Do something. So two choices. One, I can let go of the wound and she can bleed out the side of her face. Or two, I can hold on and she can stop breathing. Both choices are legal.
Dr. Myre's patient is suffering from a
So,
post-surgical hematoma in her
yeah,
neck
so
that is
I'm
threatening
going
to
to tell you right now.
Patients
So they
lost
got my
blood
side
and
review.
fracture consciousness.
Yeah.
I really should start transfusing
So the
her
question
as soon as
is,
possible.
I don't
It's a
have it right
tricky
now, but
situation because
we do have cats.
procedure on this person.
Reasons not. It was not my idea for
So I
this.
wait for them for as long as
I was-
possible so I can completely fix the
I was
problem.
supposed to not take care of those cats and to let my mom take care of them all to herself.
Let's get
And
her
somehow I got dragged
on.
into this mess because, well, because the kind of afraid my mother can't even handle to do all this herself. I would say why I had to be in the mess when she can take care of
I'm
it
concerned
herself.
it'll compromise her airway.
And
It's
it
built
kind
up
of
by a
makes
trachea.
sense.
The surgeon
So,
basically said she'd been in the
like,
office
why?
about 15 minutes
So they had
prior
to
to
take
the
care of the cats
bandages.
for her, and then it's also I should not meant to take care of those cats, and I never really want to be. I never would even need to get into this mess. I even mentioned I do not want the cat in this house. But end up she just keeps begging, begging until someone gets in, and I'm trying preventing her to happen. So I'm really just being really strict in front of my mom at the time, and I'm still am partially to this day. To the end of, so I'm kind of being so strict about the front of my mom. So
The time is passing
So it's kind of makes sense. So
she's having trouble breathing. And I can't believe I'm still standing here with my finger numb on the side of this woman's face, waiting for the surgeon to come. He said he'd be here any minute. Stitches back in.
Before the end of the new one, though, we end up with started one. Well, take it start with two because we didn't end up start with one. Well, just a couple of days until the one cat go for parvo. And then because of that, we got two cats in on one package for free. Then the first two was like Gem and Jewel, followed the Turkish Band Turkish Gore mix, and at the time, the one of the kind in the end that said the Flame Point Siamese, which I'm just gonna say, are you freaking sure that they're Flame Point Siamese? I don't think Flame Point Siamese are long hair cats. So until I did my research months, and I mean months later, until I tell they are Turkish Band Turkish Gore mix, which it is a common mixed breed. So, not a rare one. So, I do apologize to the end of they think Gem and Jewel's a Flame Point Siamese. They are not. And it's really hard to tell from kittens, anyway, by the breed type from kittens, because they're almost as similar as in the case of the born with. This one had to wait later until they had a couple months old, if not a year old, and then know what the breed it really is. And yeah, we got Gem and Jewel since 2020, 2019, so they're like the oldest cats in the house. Yeah. And yeah, we got the third cat, which is Bia, like a tabby American Pie Dactyl. It is of some sort. She's technically the second largest cat. She weighed 10 pounds. I was feared that she's been really obese. And I found out 10 pounds and compared to an adult Polyson, it's like one step away to be underweight. So it's kind of almost malnourished. But they compared to all Polys to see one now. Yeah. Yeah, it's like 10 pounds. It's like 1 pound away to be underweight. I've been kind of shocked, and I actually saw my research. Yeah, but that's like how Bee is. Like she weighs 10 pounds while she's a poly. So yeah. So that's her second cat, but in her final cat for right now from the shelters. We got Bee from Green from Pacifiers Plus. And yeah, she used to have a brother known as Trans Jerry or some sort. The Trans Jerry, whatever his name is. Those two get along really well, and I doesn't see why. And we had to force to split them up because they kind of feared that they end up being together because like they're mates. Yeah, so if you're the family only Trans Jerry right now, who used to be his brother, tell them I say hello from this stream. So I'll let you know. So yeah.
Trish, I'm gonna need your help getting your
So,
husband
yeah.
on board with repair.
So yeah, that's of some sort. The fourth cat is the first saved cat from the some sort. The fourth cat is Wendell. The Wendell we got is when my mom found a cat left abandoned in the Wendy's parking lot and the truck stop parking lot right on the intersection. Yep, we never done. Yes, the Wendy's I'll talk about is the Wendy's was right next to the Arby's and McDonald's on the intersection of Lynn and 43 and 5. yeah, that's the intersection, and then I found window at.
Sure.
It just, it almost freaked out with coming in the window, so they end up being not okay because it's been abandoned so long in the truck stop parking lot with no mother, no father, not even siblings. It's just him itself. And at one point, it was first name Wendy because the father's a girl until the first day in the van. We found out it was a boy. Oh yeah, that meowing you hear right now in the background. You might not hear it. That's Cooch, the fifth cat we got. Yeah, Cooch. The found on our deck. And they end up makes me so sick. Yeah, this cat used to have a sibling, nose tail taught. That cat died, and years ago. To the end of some sort, and her parents have just got adopted. So now this one's the only kid, except for the youngest of all, at the end of where it is, which we have now.
Oh my god.
So, and yeah, Cooch is annoying, obnoxious, otherwise.
Trying to get more information from
yeah.
someone who's really having a hard time staying focused is not easy.
So, what's that for? Yeah. So technically, how Wendell got named? Well, we first spotted Wendy because we found out Wendell one point five is a girl. To the veterinarian says, "Wait, it's a boy." I would say, "Wait, what? Wait, what? No, it's a girl." No. When I found out it is a boy, so we had to kind of rename it. Well, technically, Wendell is a nickname. The main name Wendell is really known as Truck Stop. I hate that name because of that. Because of that, I'm kind of easy to pronounce as Wendell because it's kind of fits way well when they end up. My tongue at this point, and they kind of use Wendell as a nickname for him. It's not his first name at all. It's his nickname. We can kind of agree with that in a sense. I mean, yeah, we always pronounce him as Wendell, so let's see why. Because it kind of makes sense of how they're being pronounced. Otherwise, so yeah, that's so sort. So how's my YouTube channel going on right now ever since the time? Well, here we go. Yep.
I changed my scrubs
Well,
and go check on other patients.
I started off as like talking and then upload some videos based on the tape from the other channels. And yeah, that turned to the end of the after we got to the desktop and then they're trying to get better capturing so that they'll see right at the time. And they gained so many views after the most captures. And even upload some mean things and then make laughs and other type of shit. So see why they're trying to make a random based YouTube channel. When they end up where it is. And I'm started as a hobby. So they end up is they try to keep it free because I don't have the money at the time. And it never would be either because see why I never tried monetization at the time because they're trying to keep it a free based YouTube channel of some sort. So
You have marijuana in your system. We're trying to figure out how long it's
so it kind of makes sense. So anyway, oh yeah, but also this desktop computer.
So I knew that telling
So,
the patient that she was positive for marijuana was going
Yeah, and
to
I found out this camera you see right now, and they got it just a couple months ago. They got an OEM webcam based on my desktop, and I'm literally looking at it right now. And yeah, how is my voice so nice? Well, I got a microphone.
The good news is that
Well, here it is. You can't see in the background, but here it is. It's my microphone. In the end, when they see it, it's the next second. Yeah, it sounds there, but I used to have a
so when I tell the
technically like a thing that I like to put onto my microphone at the time. I found out the cats destroyed it. It just caused a giant dent and it dent into it, and it is some sort. It used to have to like a other piece of config. It's called Then they tried to end up try to block out the sound. The problem is the cats destroyed it, so it's now in my drawer. So yeah, thanks morons. Yeah,
Trying to get more
Yeah,
information
so,
from someone who's really having a hard time staying focused is not easy.
And then I
So-
not long after that.
Is there anything else?
so in the end, it has a no array. Also, not sure there's some sort. You have to know. Yes, and then tell about the logo right here. I used to be an athlete. Well, formerly an athlete now because I never do it anymore. Yes, I was in Special Olympics back in the age of like 6, 7, or 8 years old. I was starting in Burville, really to go to Kent, not Kent, Keller ISD. Yes, I used to be part of the Texas team back then while I was little. While I'm still in Burville, in Keller for many years. So then my nieces at the time was like, technically in Burville, so you got a mini meet, which is at Burville Stadium, and then they go to Keller, and then they go for Grapevine Collierville, and they go to UTA Arlington, which was both the big meet and the state meet at the time. I know won so many medals there. Yeah, actually we lost the apartment in the unclaimed, so I'm going in Triangle at the time.
A tissue torn. And
This is to see how much earlier.
If there's a defect in the tissue that supports the lens, there could also be a defect in that same tissue that surrounds the aorta, putting her at risk for
So,
aortic
yeah.
dissection, a
So,
life-threatening cause.
Yeah,
Were you diagnosed
after I left the unclaimed, so I'm constantly trying to turmoil. Yeah, my first and only gold in basketball was in Lake Dallas because I did transfer the school districts at the time. Since I've been in Texas, after the result of getting back in Ohio, and then just going turmoil all the time, and then it caused me to be off of special Olympics for 2 years. Yeah, the old stack of medals has been lost. Tribute to,
You're bleeding internally, and we need to
tribute to, yeah.
Sit down, Joe. They don't
Hello?
need your patience.
Yeah, come in. Come in. Yeah. Yeah, this is. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Here's a little sneak preview. Yeah, that's my mom.
I look like crap. What's that?
Well. Yeah. My mom is kind of like. It's been nice to me to help me out for so many years.
Like 27 of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. You helped me out to try to throughout the hard times so that for so many years I went those years. Yes. And I think my mom better help me to get out of this thing that got my computer and stuff in it. Some sort of made my child strong in the first place. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know she looks like it's not herself.
Cat mom. Cat mom.
Yeah,
Mom.
the reason she's a cat mom because she owns 5 cats. They live here, as you know. Yeah. Also, Troy 24 that's because she's on some of
I got the shirt last year.
Yeah, that's from the website from Cat Ladies or some sort of. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Mother's Day.
Yeah. So very good site. This is a kind of good site for they to get good pet for supplies if you're like cat lover, if
Oh,
you're
now you
anyway.
might be sponsored.
Yeah. So yeah, check that out in the future, bro. Yeah. So in the for
Can
yeah.
I go now? Am I going?
Yeah, sure.
Bye.
Yes, and
I know how to work a door.
yeah, I know. It's just trying to help you at this point. Yeah. Well, that's my mom for you. It's the first time seeing viewing her on camera, so that's probably the way it is. Well, so right back to
Aortic dissection is an
where it is, though.
time-sensitive medical and surgical operation.
Yeah.
It requires prompt
Well,
and aggressive treatment, often including an
so
operation.
heart rate and respiratory rate.
I'm beginning to get
Back down to 90.
and get to the new topic right now.
As the
So
hours tick by, the
yeah,
patient's
back to
mortality
special. So the end of special topics tonight was in basketball for
we have a ticking time.
for Texas for many years, lost in the medals because my mom somehow got DUI and then because of the trying to take us some
Running a business
person who just
or
full
leading a
drunk
business
home and she got pulled over by the cops one time. She got DUI.
registering a
And because of that, she lost her Saturn, which in the film was my Texas medals and ribbons at the time, which just got lost.
registering a trademark.
So, and yes, I cannot get it out. It's because I'm pretty sure that I do not know if it's still at the Berea toll yard, which is some sort. Yeah, it's an old Saturn, and then there used to drive like a magenta colored Saturn. So, as you know, and then used to have all my books, my tapes, my old electronics, you name it. It just is filled with everything. And then we lost it back in 2013, 2014, and they never get it back. It's been over a decade, so I'm pretty sure by now it's just been at the dump. And then never seen it again. So yeah.
Did you know with the whole
So how did I get back to special topics today? It's some sort from high school. Yes, I got back to special topics from high school. Yeah. You can't see it because of my cameras are facing the other direction. Yes. Yeah, the coaches need to be joined with me. You know, Coach Toledo, Coach Diana. You're the end of with my new athlete pals, which is some and also my classmates like Joey, Daniel, Michael, and you get Daniel, Michael Smoke, and even others to get also Morale and others, and Austin is taking Joey's brother, and some sort. There's so many others in there space from Special Olympics. So I used to be in like in the track at this point for 100-meter, and then field events we switch up like flies, and I can say I used to be in softball for my first, and then switch out to a long jump, and then my final year so they were going to shot put. So yeah, kind of makes sense. Yeah, so pretty nice. Well, I was also in the 4x1 relay multiple years. The reason I'm not in track anymore because it's just speaking to later on. Some sort. I was also in swimming too, because I was also in 4x1 and swimming. Also do backstroke, fun freestyle events, and I got won so many medals there. I got out of that because of the same thing. The reason I got out of Special Olympics is because of one thing. My mom does now Spark as her new job right now. She works as a Spark driver and then sending foods in different neighborhoods of some sort. Yeah. So she does Spark from multiple locations. She get the Swiftsboro Walmart, there's a Ravenna Walmart, sometimes Kent Walmart, which is at Bloomfield right off Townish Road. Some sort that she's delivered from over Akron, Stowe, at times go all the way up towards Aurora, and others, so they by Hudson, otherwise. Sometimes she goes down to Fairfield. And,
They were up in the cupboard, way up high in the cupboard, where I thought no one would find them.
So,
I feel sick.
so also goes down the field a couple times, and then she was everywhere. Yeah, you just wonder that, like, how did she able to do this? It's on me. Yeah, I kind of wishing, and my mom owns like a YouTube channel herself for her Spark career, to show you how many cities that she's been to. I really do not know how many cities that she's been to. Well, she sparks. At one point, said she's in Hudson, and the other one's going to be in Garrettsville, Wyndham. The other one's going to be a couple times in Fairfield. Like, even go even far as almost to the in Mahoney County a couple times. She's go over freaking Summit County like nuts. Like Hudson, Stowe County, Akron. Yeah. Goes down was almost a Macedonia. Yeah, not Macedonia, Macador. Macedor? Yeah, Macedor. Not Macedonia. Macedor there. Macedor, I think it's called. It's right there. It's in that area. It is. She was a girl. They did of some sort. A couple of times she's running all around Atwater area in Randolph. So, the delivered shit. She's been doing this for distance. Let's see. Makes sense why. So because his sparks get so out of whack, and they end up working from technically 4, 5, 6 in the morning to probably towards at times 2 and 3 p.m. or at times 4 or 5 p.m. if not 6, 7, 8 p.m. or rarely at 8 to 11 p.m. Yeah, it's kind of what they expect. So she is everywhere. At the end of the way it is. So yeah.
There was a huge price to pay.
So
People don't realize that these
So
are
it kinda
very
makes
dangerous
sense.
surgeries. They could end up in their
Yeah,
disability or death. There was so much bleeding coming out of the side of her face
so
that she potentially never would have made it.
So
to the hospital alive.
if we really wanted to in a spark of the within,
How are you gonna eat that? It's like the thing that
if we want to,
my nurse was a bit
Yeah,
spooked by
problem
the
is-
color of the licorice.
yeah.
It's not
If you see someone in the end of it's almost on like a black Jeep Cherokee and a spark, that's technically is my mom and then the delivery food most of the time. If you get that person, so I'll let you know. Yeah, like I said, it's just a fantastic driver at this point. If you're gonna ask my mom, did she kind of deserves her channel? Other than the YouTube channel, did they do some sort of rub off mine, but mostly for sparking for herself? I would say, yeah, go ahead. I let her. I will allow her to do that. I just try to allow the end of show the people use YouTube how to spark and deliver food properly from her to her expectancies. Yeah. So it kind of makes so much sense. Anyway, well, so it makes sense. Yeah. So so they end up making more concentrated in the end up thinking about the end of in the life scene right now. Yeah. Yeah, so the reason I'm not in special PC more is just because the Marvel Sparks was so out of whack and it came in to keep up with time, so they kind of decided, yeah, I cannot do this anymore. I just had to leave. I just kind of retired from that all of a sudden because I literally can't keep up with her schedule, and otherwise I can't even keep up. So let's see why I'm abandoning special effects. And I'm sorry if I'm not returned because of some sort.
Okay, here's what I propose. I go into problem solving
So
and realize
yeah,
we can address
it's
everybody's
kind of
concerns
what in the end of expect to the end of from this.
And with the CT surgeon,
So
we should be able to arrange it quickly.
so
Forget the CAT scan. You do an ultrasound of her chest instead. No radiation at all.
so
Almost without a doubt if she has a dissection.
so yeah.
So an ultrasound, like the ones in the baby.
Also
Yes, but this is internal. We put the probe down her throat and get
so
it. She'll be sedated.
so it kind of makes sense right now in the per se.
Yes.
Sweet,
There's
it's
no way around it.
so I was in so many programs, so otherwise I'm kind of saying, yeah, and I'm why I had to go for that all
We can't delay treatment at all.
this. So it kind of makes sense.
So we get the surgeon back and
So-
he agrees to mobilize
so
the team
technically-
with the TEE.
After the
So-
TEE, she goes straight into surgery. Yes.
After the got in here, and I made so many changes other to my main channel itself
But that's not
to the
very
end of relating
misdiagnosis.
to
This patient,
so then they turn off from uploading the end of videos overlaying of some sort. I'm
I returned
thinking
to
might
the
get back on
hospital
there, but I'm not extremely rarely doing that now. It's because of copyright.
There he is.
And this EMC uploaded in some sort of gonna be shocking. I'm saying, yeah, I need to get do that before making lost media. I'm gonna end up doing it some of the times, and it kind of makes sense.
When you're right,
Be-
you're right.
And also,
You're just in time.
I'm glad to hear it.
so before the end of get turned on to the end of red. So yeah, they got rid of some very real reloads, so they end up.
Not only did they
It's
repair the
because
dissection, but they delivered
reasons
her
I'm not
baby.
trying to do
Congratulations.
knob and then go fight copyright
Just
again.
like your dad.
Also, I used to just to
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really.
I used
Couldn't
to
be a
do
better outcome.
She's perfect.
well. So I used to be, yeah, I used to just to like doing I think my the upload based on gaming. I don't do it anymore because I'm not a gamer guy. Shocking, I'm not into gaming.
These are the real stories.
Instead, I'm more like a person that does research, and even upload some random videos that are randomness, like news stories and otherwise. So
Oh, guys.
because I'm not a gamer, so let's see why. So which makes sense to put into a context. So
You see the doors are barred.
So-
This is the girl that got you hit in the head.
yeah. So why I don't do Gacha anymore?
She was here.
I somehow got tired with it.
There's
It's
a
pretty.
competition.
It's the only way to get art. I used to draw on there, but the problem is I do not have a screen capturing software. There's some sort of make videos of some sort, a video director of some sort, and I do have it. And the problem is it keeps on freezing anytime. So the uploads will take so damn long. So I just don't usually do it anymore.
These are the untold
So
stories of the ER.
it's kind of related towards
Emergency physician.
why I had to upload shit and it just up to it 5 hours to do a complete upload.
You don't have a whole lot of
You know why I'm kidding, right?
Hey
Yeah.
guys, lighten up, okay?
It's
a disaster
it's
drill.
insane.
It's not a funeral, but when you
I mean, I don't know because of YouTube Shorts or a thing. I would say why I had to do this and some
I
sort.
can hear you, Ross.
Yes, I remember that. And yes, stay tuned after this stream, my end. And I will re-upload those first of my two videos before known as
All right, make it happen, guys.
known as
You stick close by me.
get ready to say right now.
Most of the
As
time, we
my-
never see the victim. They're dead on the scene.
It's my pilot videos.
Instance,
Yes,
EMS
two.
pulling in
I
a
upload
single
two
narrow stretcher
pilots
has two individuals
back then,
laying
back in
next to each
2013,
other.
2014 for Currents. That's not the same earlier. Those are not officially known as my pilots. I will re-upload onto this channel after this stream ends. Part of part 2, known as the 10th anniversary special, is known to be releasing my pilots right onto my channel. And then I'm gonna tell you right now, be description as a bias right now. It's extremely grainy, and also it's right on a freaking potato because it is kind of video camera. You're using a video camera like a camcorder at the time, implanted and upload by computer at the time. If not, it's one of my older phones sending an upload from there that doesn't have a very good quality. Yeah, it's one of my phones on the bottom of Texas, but they've been some upload. I think I upload on my older phones back then. If not, it's one before the camcorder. So let you know for that. It's also coming too. So let you know. So here's the thing right now. Yeah, so why did I don't even show my face a lot back then? Well, because I just do not like to show my face. And now since I have my camera, let me have no choice. So they end up have a face review constantly. So so it's kind of what in the has to expect the scene from the end of from everyone at this point. In other ways, it's it's not like a Hail Mary, some sort. It's kind of like how it is. So it's what they end up being expect to end up seeing from them right now. Sure. But they end up if they continue the way it is so yes. Well, I'm here's the thing about now. I used to upload for all because it's normally until YouTube introduced like known as Kappa with the COPPA. I'm so annoyed. So this is why I just guess this is not child friendly. I literally had to turn the setting and then end up turn off children from watching it and how it is at this point. Does it end up? Because the reason it's not child friendly is because almost like the smart person on Sunny Street to the end of watching it so long they end up cause children to fall asleep. That's what I'm gonna do for the children. I'm literally had to make children pass out and sleep constantly and everything like that. And then also watching this. Also, I use excessive language, like with swear words of some sort, like and even saying words in vain. So this is not child friendly. So that's why I put an 18 plus only. But then I'm allowed. So I'm do not either. But I do not. It's not pointing to teenagers allowed even. Children's allowed, but teenagers are allowed. In young adults are allowed, but then there's some sort. It's kind of like the YouTube just kind of based for ages 15 and up or 16 and up, as some sort. You can try to get the full details on the one I'm very capable of in the mainstream. It's kind of makes sense, so the way it is. So and now since U.S. now lawmakers are not trying to put the facial recognition and also a ID system, and kind of afraid this might end up preventing teens and doing it, and this might allow only adults are watching on my channel at this point because of because of the new federal law because they end up releasing in this point. So if any teenagers can block so I'm so sorry I have nothing to do about it. So it's in the major change in the internet, and I have nothing to do about it. So take it what you get. So yeah. So that means I might end up losing some teenage viewers, and then they get like young adults instead. So it's probably for the best. So yeah. So I had two more things to say about before we go to my pilots. So it's so the first thing to say is so what I'm doing right now on YouTube and otherwise what I'm doing right now is straightforward. I'm uploading like news and other sports, politics of some sort. I'm a little bit like a radical type person, and then some sort. And yes, I mean that you even talk about the geopolitics sometimes. Also got sports related news, so they stadiums, and otherwise, and even Olympic bids, and otherwise, and there's some sort. I'm like a person in favor for this, and that's the way it is because I'm like some sort of way it is. Some sort of anyways.
When a car hits someone crossing the road.
That's the end of being side. So I was supposed to make a meteorologist until I dropped out of college because since I rushed out of high school and graduated as a junior, I got taking rushed out of high school because of my age. Because of that, to the kick in, like surprisingly C's, D's, and F's in the first couple weeks in college, and because of that guy got suspended. And then kind of decide myself why I had to have back to college and then the kid gets suspended again or even worse expelled after he gets suspended the first time and the kid gets same grades like this. I say, yeah, I'm not gonna go for this shit. I kind of decided to drop out because of that. So it makes so much sense. I'm probably gonna take it and get back to Project A in a full steam in the way it was.
Multiple lacerations.
It was a giant failure, and I kind of agree with that.
He's penetrated by glass.
So
Multiple puncture
instead, I kind of taught myself how to be an immunologist instead, and it ended up making sense. This is why I'm going to end up. If you look at a podcast media and an accident, and you know what I'm talking about, I'm really just an expert in that area, despite without even a degree. So I'm doing good even it's because I taught myself how to be a hurricane specialist. How about that? I'm still working on trying to prevent fake news, fake information, all over from the social media, because I don't think that's smart and they need to get yelled at for that. So, from a lot of commenters of some sort, because it happened once after Hurricane Helene. And I end up being in the West, just a giant freaking mess. Otherwise, so there's some sort. So yeah, so it makes sense. So yeah, so technically, yes. So otherwise, I have to say what now is. So, so it kind of say what now is for sure is wait, is some sort. Sure, and then you end up with this some sort of help you get for that. So yes, I've been taught myself so many things. Yes, I even taught myself how to swim. So since and then I told myself, if I taught myself how to swim, I'm not taught myself how to be a meteorologist, and that's how I just made. Yeah, I first I use like a lot of things, even storm pulse or some sort. I don't expect it. Good sites. And yeah, these days I'm using windy.com, which is the best radar site. And some sort it's almost like a close relay to some sort they use it mostly for hurricane tracking and otherwise. And a little closer view to the end for sea surface temperatures. And even a site known as Zoom.Earth. Zoom.Earth is one of the best satellite sites of some sort. And you get a good satellite view of some sort. So how I found Zoom.Earth myself from a website off Google, which, as you know. Windy, I found on some random Indian news site. Yes, for India, for the end of phone. Windy.com and I found from an Indian news site, from the weather site off the country of India. So some sort for that. They use it as a radar site or if not models. So I kind of click on that and then just some sort. Yes, the Indian show radars internationally. And that's kind of use it. And I'll use it as a hurricane based site area, which is pretty nice. Yeah, so I still do earthquake information from USGS. This is some sort. And also, I before hurricane season starts, I usually use oscillations from underground, aka Weather Underground. I use that for over 10 years. So yeah. So my first hurricane in the trackers, I think it was hurricane. I think Hurricane Charlie back in 2004. If not Hurricane Isabel 2003. So this was my first hurricane in the track. I've been tracking so many hurricanes for many years. With reference like for Katrina, Rita, and others, even Ike. This was some sort of even saw the first Doppler radar shot of the hurricane from Ike in 2008. And then it just kind of imagine this kind of made a full core push, and then the end of how aggressive I am as we give our hurricane tracking. So technically, and I just gained some expertise in ever since the time. So then the base me out at the time of some sort. So I kind of taught myself to do it after over decades of experience, but how to be amount to it for geology and hurricane tracking. It's kind of and they had to expect from that, and how else and some sort. I usually use models on the phone only from tablet.com and also Wendy from from FutureCast and the wind differences. And the mechanic and in the satellite and then the know how in the strong and is and some sort. How I zoom in and zoom the earth and I'm looking an eye and the nose can be stronger and some sort. And all the can turn the rapid intensification some sort otherwise. So it makes it in the make obvious sense right now to the compared to say right now, it's kind of way it is for sure. So with my future on YouTube of some sort, well, thanks to this stupid law that which is supposed to be introduced of some sort, we know the screen ad and then online safety ad for children of some sort. I think my channel is going to be kind of hurting a tiny bit that they do not get any teen viewers as much anymore because a lot might be shifting away from that. So it's more towards adult some sort. It's because I'm technically not charged for any in the first place, so why I should be. And now I think now kids are not even allowed to even use it itself. It makes sense because yeah, there's also an issue about those Elsa Gate. I think Elsa Gate's kind of the quote the nail in the coffin for YouTube kids. YouTube's no longer for kids side anymore. It's more like for adult side now. These days.
Get your dirty hands off of me.
Calling security.
Ma'am, will you please come into the bay? Oh, look, you guys got private booths.
Unlike the
So,
first patient who wasn't talking,
so-
this patient is clearly talking. Her AOA works.
So before you know
Get your greasy eyeballs off of me.
Having practiced in some of the busiest emergency rooms and
So,
front lines of Iraq,
kind of makes sense a little if we can compare to the end of what the future YouTube is. My main point focus is stick with what I'm doing about news, sports, politics, geopolitics, and sort of in some sort until some sort of location change.
But let's get you taken care of first. That's quite an injury you have there.
So
Yeah, well, I need to get back to work, so can you get this thing out of my face?
She's pretty badly injured, and deep breaths.
before you ask my numbers about it, yeah, I might be in a different place in the future. Some sort, I'm kind of keep you surprised, and some sort, I might be in a different place.
Cinderella.
Probably be back in Texas in the future. Who knows? If this comes to swing to be.
Bitch stole one of my regulars. When I told her to back off, she told me.
So
Wait a second. I know you.
so
You're in television. You're one of those.
so the end of my channel is that I might plan to continue with everything I was doing of some sort. Otherwise, then yes, I'm planning to upload my pilots. Supposed to, and like I said, stay tuned for that. So in the habit, and like I said, by now, with the end up, it's so I'm kind of happy to say what now is.
Radiology's ready.
With 10 years on, then add 10 years to go.
We're going to wait for your
So
team to get
technically,
down, and then we'll pull
yes,
the
I'm planning a 15-year anniversary video. Stay tuned for that. Which is gonna be a shorter stream than this. At the end of it is. It's like 30 minutes. And it's some sort, right off a different device. This is coming in the year 2000,
Are you insane?
like October 31st, 2030 year anniversary from a different location and of some sort. And stay tuned to 2035 for my 20-year anniversary.
What do you think? Can you bring me a patient in this condition? We don't have time to clean him. He may be bleeding internally. I'm not putting him in the scanner. There is no way. He's going to mess up the equipment. Just get him out of here.
So,
Dr. Jacqueminez has just discovered that a patient with a
so,
metal in her head has a new
so-
serious complication.
I do not want to do the turn on at the end of this for questions or otherwise. some
Reach out for
sort.
RT staff, please.
So
Where's that?
before then, and ask yourself right now, in the way it is. So how? And the question is, how's Texas different than where I'm at in Ohio?
Open this up a little bit.
Well,
Tell me if it hurts, okay?
Okay.
yeah, back in the way, 10 years of Texas, and then the way it
My
is.
concern was that the pressure was building up behind her
Is-
eye and was
Well,
putting
Texas
pressure
is
on the
so
eye
much
as well.
different climate-wise. Yeah. Yeah, like you said,
3.
I'm looking, I'm making fun of the. No, who used to end up getting feel sorry for me, that in some sort. Yeah, I kind of making fun of my police back and says, and every time they complain about how hot it is, like freaking the 80 and 80 to 90 degrees of high humidity up here, I just gotta say, nobody will not survive in Texas. And I kind of mean a lot. Yep. I used to live in Texas for 10 years, like from Shadow Creek, all up to the enclaves, and there's some sort. Like, technically 9, and then go back to, and then go back out there, which is add another one, which is 10. So, and then the map. So here's the thing, one. Yeah, the temperatures in Texas. Oh, cow! Can you imagine temperatures in Texas from the people that are from Ohio expectancy, so they will not know? Yeah, Texas gets up to 100 degrees constantly every summer. Anyway, and then on top of, in the heat index will get close to up to 115 heat index. That's, and then think about people complaining up here it's too hot. Hell, they don't understand heat. But the end of the week, me and my mom went through, it's worse than compared to here. Anyway. And yeah, also we're in Dallas Works is right in the heart of Tornado Alley, which at the time we could constantly in there being tornadoes. Even one time I was in the real life tornado drill back in Temperfield Middle School, back in 7th grade. Think about that right now. And I was going for upstairs. My class is upstairs in the 2nd floor at Temperfield. Since there's a real tornado drill, I had to go right down to the 8th grade hall, which is downstairs in the same area and in the same wing. 8th grade is above 7th grade. No, below 7th grade, I meant. So I had to go down to 8th grade hall and take cover there. But because I'm in the safe area, because there's walls protecting both sides, and there's no windows protecting, because right next to the stools and the tables. And then instead of they take cover with heads, take covered with the heads down over your neck or so sort, don't be in this decide to sit cross applesauce because don't be in the safer. That's and yeah, that's the problem is don't like. I really do not like to recommend doing that because what will happen is this is in Dallas, this is in Keller, Texas, as you know. When Dallas Works has history, on the ES3 tornado, if not F3 tornado, they've had the wind field as the ES4. Think about that one now. So yeah, technically, finding tornadoes is common in Dallas Works, and that's especially people that tell us to sit cross applesauce, right in the middle of the real life tornado drill. Think about that right now, and how scary it was. We literally sit cross applesauce for a couple minutes, really doing absolutely nothing but chatting with the other classmates. But seriously though, I don't know what our teacher at the time was experienced with this. I think you probably know. Goodness is, tornadoes just slightly missed us, thankfully. But what would happen if we got over the tornado and our school got destroyed? I guess they should have been injured for that. But no, they kind of missed us, so it's kind of surprised. So yeah, I think the class that I was in does not understand tornado safety very well at the time. In a real life tornado drill, like wow. So it kind of makes sense. So yeah, back in high school, I've been through 2 real life fire drills. First fire drill in the real life fire drill happened. I think it's the first fire drill I was in Clay. There's some sort of real life fire drill there. I found out the workshops area. one of the areas in the workshops caught on fire, and then somehow caused a real life fire drill. And I was doing my business in Clay, and I saw this happen. I was like, wow, how that happened? It was some sort. And yes, there's also a second real life fire drill, and that happened in chemistry, one of those science classes. I think it's in chemistry, in other words, in right down the same hallway where Mr. Hogan is, in the same hallway. There's like a chemical reaction fire, and then caused a real life fire drill there, and then caused slight burns in it anyway because of this. It was a chemical reaction fire, so there's kind of don't see much of damage there, but there's a lot of damage all the way because some things did get replaced because of that. So it was also scary too. So yeah. So technically, my high school career and my middle school career was kind of nuts compared to the way it is. So yeah.
Okay, so I need all
So-
your cooperation right now. This is very critical.
So yeah.
Work with me.
Despite the difficulty of
So
the procedure,
just tip
I was
to the
able to
literal
successfully
sense.
intubate the instructor.
Yeah.
The instructor's oxygenation improved
So-
my intubation, but his blood pressure is still
Yeah.
very
So
which
I might
was
end
like
after the 1 hour 30 minutes at this point, if not 2 hours. So they will see if I feel like ending.
Eleanor,
Get it connected to Stanley even further than that.
I don't think the transfusion's helping much at this point.
You know, he's
Some
losing
sort.
blood faster than we can replace it. We're
So
losing this battle. I'm
And
pouring
yeah.
blood in as fast as I
Yeah,
can.
how's my
with the
school life
infusion
is?
device, but he's
Yeah.
pouring it into his
my
abdomen
school,
just as
but
fast as I
yeah,
can.
the later years was
How can we
awesome.
get another couple of
the
units of
early
blood
years
to
was
get some
awful.
platelets
You
going?
kind of see what that's because my
All right.
special needs and some sort.
There is no
My-
way
back in
instructors
first to
gonna keep
fourth-
going for a whole lot
fourth
longer.
grade,
This
I was on the
patient
gluten
has
to the
a
keto
serious
free
risk
diet, and this
of
caused me
death.
a lot of mental
My eyes.
reaction
Couldn't wait for the
issues, and
trauma
it caused me
surgery. I
to
knew
the Shannon
I
Center.
had to separate
Even one
those
time, I almost
patients in the
falsely called the cops on a student because it's so wound up. Yeah, falsely called the cops. I was like 4 or 5 years old at the time, so I do not know at the time, but then the way I did is not smart at all. So yet the cops did come to Harlem, and I was like in second grade at the time, but then they did call the cops on the student, and then I was not smart at the time, and I learned my lesson, and I never called the cops for false information at the time. So I kind of say some sort. I got to the Shannon Center because of my behaviors and not at Cuban education standards at the time. And yet the Shannon Center, it was so bad. It's like abusive at the time. If you misbehave in the Shannon Center, you have to go to that timeout room, and they restrain you so much. You literally put your hands right behind your back, and the people right here literally hold your hands behind your back and hold it real tight to prevent some sort. It's like it's kind of holding like this, and I'm gonna say, and they hold on for that to your life at this point. I mean, they kind of say, and he wasn't in there, but he trying to the kids not even letting go. They end up stuck there for like 30 minutes. Yeah, that's so abusive, and I cannot believe that. And yeah, there's no cameras at the time. No one's in some sort. Nobody even call the cops on those people some sort. And they keep strangling like those kids. It's like freaking like rag dolls there. They're literally strangling the kids there in those timeout rooms all the time. And I was a part of it. All that abuse I was kind of shocked. And yeah, I was like freaking like 6, 7, or 8. I think I think it's like 6, 7, or 8 years old at the time. Pretty young. So they do not understand shit. And I went through this torture in the Shannon Center. Thankfully, I got back to Northridge because of good behavior. Some sort. Some sort. Yeah. I got out of Burville because Ned's help is deteriorating so much she can't even live by her own anymore. Really, in some sort because of that. My mom and I kind of decided to move in Banana in the long place because of her health. It was really deteriorating so much at the time. She can't even handle and do stuff herself. Which kind of sad right now. It's sad, but it's kind of how life is. That's how they got to calorie C and they treat students very well there. I love that district at the time. And I was like, got really good basic education and they end up trusting with some sort. Especially Mrs. Guthrie. Mrs. Guthrie.
Yeah.
So the concern is
She's a she's a handful, but compared to Mrs. Moore, otherwise, yeah, yeah. And I hate this. This one now. I'm not trying to force everyone to be horny, but this is more. It's kind of like a. It's a nice petite skinny girl. Let's see. So she almost looks like a model of some sort, but she has good curves and with a good butt of some sort, and she teach me so many stuff of some sort. Almost one time, I almost got attracted to her that a couple times. But the fun of you cannot be in a relationship with the end with the teacher of some sort of very peacefully. So I kind of mind her as the treat her as a teacher of some sort. But it's somebody in the end of I think somebody in the like this for some sort. I think got a good one at the time. But holy crap, she is really looking good as a lady. I hate to say this, but she's a really petite, and also she's really really nice. So otherwise, I'm like her ever since. So. Yeah, after I left Timberview, it's also left her behind, so I'm pretty upset that they end up banning her at this point. But still, you never forget. So, yeah, now since I moved to seventh grade, and then moved for Mrs. Godfrey. Godfrey is Mrs. Godfrey at the time. She is a stubborn old lady, and then she almost ruled the whole entire middle school side to an iron fist. And I'm pretty sure that the students in Miss Lee would have won her back then. We'll go for the rap for her at times. She is not as bad compared to other teachers. So yeah. 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 So after Tim left Timberville to go to Crestview in Saginaw, that area is just land. So I and it got so for a short time until we get to Denton ISD. But in that middle school there, yeah, and I know Mr. K is pretty nice too. He almost like a rock star type of guy, so let's see why. He's like a rock and roll star. But no, he's a education teacher instead. So mine look like a rock star in the while work as a teacher. It's pretty nice. So
New mission. Targets a barefoot woman in the staff kitchen. Observe only. And don't
So,
let the hero where
yeah.
heel face can see her.
After business and then they go back up here. The first school was Jeff K. That was horrible. So they got out of that. Jeff K. is a clean C schools. Everywhere next to Shaker Heights. That area has high security. It's also African American school. It's all black only school. I'm like a white student surrounded like almost 100% black people. I almost feel like segregated with all throughout the black students there. It's almost fully black. No, not like less than 5% are white. And I'm looking at white students surrounded by a lot of black people. I would say why I feel segregated. So it kind of glad to get out of JFK and then go to then go to Danbury because of some sort. Danbury have so much mental PTSD for. I still owe them money for all the printer ink and they use all off of my printouts and they're back in Danbury. You see, but when far enough, Danbury they not allow me to end up print stuff anymore because they can end up with some sort. Yeah, I still own Danbury over $1,000 of worth of printer ink, and they end up because of some of the shit I put out at the time. Louis Daniels just wasted printer ink at the time, and it's also even worse. I'm literally not even allowed to use the computers in the computer lab because of how much printer ink I've been using at the time. Pretty shocking, but that's in the true. So yeah. Yeah, I got out of Danbury was because of conflict teaching in the
No ads.
so, with someone and it joined the Olivia. Olivia was pretty nice and then some sort in the layout, but I got out of there just short of some sort. And I never got back to the end of the school ever since because we ended up back and forth constantly. My final school and the finally happened into which I finally did graduate is Theodore Roosevelt High School in Kent. So it kind of makes sense. Why they got the diploma. I think now I mean I was called a diploma, so they got a diploma out of that. So because I've been rushed out because of my age. So
At America's Test Kitchen.
so obviously all over the place. So yeah, it started from Holiday Heights to Horniman to Northridge, Shannon Center to Northridge again to Trinity Meadows before Timberview and all that chaos going down from there. So yeah.
No shortcuts, no fluff, just
So
unbiased
yeah.
reviews. Start your free trial membership at americastestkitchen.com today.
So that's checking out all my outlook anyway. I never got a good friend lesson since Stefano, which I pretty much don't know what happened to him. I think he somehow got deported with his family back to Central America because he's probably an illegal immigrant back in early 2000s. Think about that one though. This is about before President Obama time, and he got deported later on. And the illegal immigration is not even a big thing back in the mid to late 2000s. So kind of makes sense when Stephanos is there. He loves the WWE, and then it makes sense. So it makes sense.
I got to get the parents' consent. It's a tough balance. You
So,
want to
yeah.
be reassuring to the family.
And then we got a good friend ever since until high school, but high school is not exactly as big as compared to like back in Northridge.
She's got a hematoma or blood that's building up behind the eye in that eye.
So
It's putting a lot of pressure
yeah.
on the eye, and if we don't relieve it, she could lose vision in that eye. We've got to
So
actually cut a slit in her eye.
well, here's the reason Northridge is I'm more friends with the group of Rebecca, but the problem with Stephanos is way more nicer at the time. Like it said, it's just it's kind of makes sense.
And I've only done it
But
in
then
a practice lab.
Anyway, so that's technically most of my backstory at this point.
Crazy. This man's just said he's never done this before.
So
Do you
yeah.
want to close the eye wall? No. She wants to be a photographer.
So
Okay. I know it's really scary.
so
I can't have you back there. Okay.
so
We need to do this pretty quickly.
so the end of the future is still there. Well, so you got a little bit more of the backstory for me, and then otherwise, so the end of your life at this point. I had nothing else I could think of. Otherwise, oh yeah.
But here was the day, and so I was like, thankfully I practiced.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one. I'd be only remember three more things.
Okay. I used
Yeah.
fiber scissors.
I was in the bathroom until 9/11, so it makes sense.
So it went
Also,
into the front of the eye and went out laterally.
You might remember me from the air show in the Hope Alliance, which.
But now she has this uncovered eye that's bulging outside of her eyelids.
Which
I have 2 eyes.
makes
I can take the
sense.
post out of him, which is
She's a Blue Angel, so Focus Alliance, so I'm sure we never made for that. And lastly, I think only last thing you can think of for right now is
intended to hit and cause substantial bleeding in the patient.
it's a wonder why I'm not on Facebook anymore. Issues back in age of 16. Not for the talking about it. It's so illegal, and I'm just not like that. And it kind of almost became a sex offender myself back at the age of 16. Good thing the cops never called me because I found out the people in it did. It's in Texas while I was in Ohio. which is a difference. It's in a different state, but there's some sort. But I almost dated my cousin one time, which is not smart because I'm not in Alabama. So at the time as well, which is all, so it's not smart.
I make an incision.
So it kind of stopped after 2016 because of issues, a lot of ways. So yeah, so yeah. So the reason I got tired of Facebook and then all the changes in Facebook, so I kind of decided to abandon it and then kind of decide to get on Google Plus and also MeWe at the time. I kind of Google Plus shut down in 2019, so then going to MeWe. MeWe, I kind of banned it because of updates and some sort of had to go on these fucking paywall now, so they cause me to stay on X ever since. Yeah, and I did try stuff to upload for Daily Motion. It's not worth it. I kind of ended that too. So
maybe we should get some shoes that are easier to stand in.
Are you kidding, Doc? That would be the end of my tips. Guys love these shoes. And they make a good weapon of self-defense.
So,
can you escort this nice lady out, please?
Yeah.
Come on my club sometime. I'll show you what I can do in these shoes.
One mission accomplished. On to the next one.
so
Cheek feeling numb, Joyce?
I look like a blinded side.
Sounds numb. Let's get you stitched up. We ended up placing a total of 7 stitches
So,
on the side and 6
so
stitches
it
on
kind
the
of makes
inside.
sense by now they compare to stay in contact.
Just a
So
baby mark. Right about now,
So,
the palpations is
I've been through like the ups and downs of my life, and I need to see why.
and everyone reads the
So
Dr. Gomez's patient.
yeah, speaking of planes, I was in the airlines flight. I was sick as hell in airlines from Ohio to Texas because of issues at this point.
Thank you, Joyce.
Well, I was on in the cockpit scene with Meacham back in the years ago. I was a child at the time, and I was in the cockpit in the plane
That's a very
because of some program of some sort, which is nice.
Make
So-
sure you can buy. Or-
So
or
why are
come
those
back here
me,
when
my
you
mama,
sleep.
cat people? Which is odd. Even one time we've been to the cat show in Arlington a couple years ago, which that's pretty nice, right? Yeah.
Two patients who are conjoined by a fence post. I have 2 options. I can take the post out of him, which I don't think is a good option, or I can try to take the post out of the students. And that would be my avenue to pursue. All right, guys, let's make it happen. Go. The safest bet at that point is to grab the ultrasound machine and take a quick look and see if there's any vital structures in
So,
the area that I'm going to have to
yeah,
avoid.
So the fun of things that ain't as safe for this in the end for sure is.
Proximity to the post,
Yeah.
but I don't see that it's been transected. Looks like
So-
we missed the liver. All right, if it's
Yeah.
superficial, we should be able to get through. And I don't see any
So-
pulsatile structures or heavy venous
So yeah,
structures in the
Texas is
area.
pretty much a fun area.
I feel like I'm in
We've been to
clear
stockyards so many
green light
times. How have you even been
but
to
I'm still
speaking of
apprehensive.
been for like a Raptors game and against the Mavs in a as a Christmas present a couple years ago at the American Airlines Center. I was in the top row seats, so it makes sense. Yeah, I've been for a lot of sporting events. I've been at IndyCar race once, and there's been a couple NASCAR races.
I make my incision, being careful
In the
to
Texas
avoid
Motor
any blood
Speedway.
vessels that I see.
And then they got the fireworks show, Texas Motor Speedway, which I did not know. I was at the drag race at Texas Motor Speedway once. So, yeah. So it was some sort of happened that I was like really young.
So it's gonna cover your eye. It's gonna go dark.
Yeah, so
Put this cover on so that no one would.
yeah, since it back up here,
Now the trick is to get it to the
at
operating
this
room as quickly as
point,
possible without that rod causing
yeah,
any more damage.
why would I need John Stebbins to do this? So he took us out to like a
Dr. Scott
formerly named Cleveland Indians Twins game, and I was rooting for the Twins. I know they lost, but still, it was. Isn't they lost or won? I can't remember. It's a couple years ago, so I might not remember now. It was a fun time. Because finally got Corby Sunbird there. even a couple years ago, I was at the Mid Ohio race in ARCA 2 years ago. So in the ARCA race in Mid Ohio, I was like, yeah, if I watch a Mid Ohio race in ARCA box of some sort out of 2024 season, the final year of the ARCA in the Mid Ohio, I was at that race. You can't see it because the cameras is out of our view. Because we were in that gazebo area next to the keyhole. I was in the gazebo area for the big bench seating there, but right near the keyhole, I was like right in that area. So let's see why. Because you can't see it because Fox in the end had the camera away from our position. That's a point to the right. We're literally right behind the camera crew by Fox. So really see why you can't see us. See why, which is kind of disappointing. So it kind of makes sense. Anyway, the computer is for sure. So yeah.
It was really touch and go for a long
So
time.
I've been for the basketball game. I've been to a baseball game, and I've been to both racing events.
Dr. Jagnitis
couple
has
times.
released the pressure on his patient's eyeball, preserving her eyesight.
How does that feel?
It feels a lot better.
But it won't return to normal until the metal rod is removed from her head.
So
So we had to put this cover on so that no one would, accidentally brush against her eye and damage her eye. And now the trick is to get her to the operating room as quickly as possible without that rod causing any more damage.
So I think also I'm. So yeah, my mom been to like two
Okay, just remember.
baseball games, and I'm still regret one of them. Because I was at Camp Summit, and then at the time they tried to keep away from me, and I was truly regretted she went to that Rangers game twice, and I was pissed after that. Which I still am right now, but
The case stayed with me though. Really, as I was seeing other patients, I
So,
still get the image out of my mind,
yeah.
thinking what's going to happen.
yeah, my mom been to that Rangers game was with one of her old friends, Lorenzo at the time, which he was from Cuba, so which makes
Weeks
sense.
later, I got a surprise visit.
Hi, doctor.
So
I've been thinking about
which makes sense right now.
Good as new, almost.
They cut out a circular
Which
bone
makes sense.
about that big, and they replaced that back and closed the skin over it. Yeah, that's fantastic. You can barely even notice it.
I know. I was surprised for you. I want to
Yeah, before to the end of this, and I'll leave at this point, and then go to my pilots. This is a fun memory for me. Then it goes ups and downs, and then ups and downs on YouTube, and otherwise. So,
World's best doctor here.
so before then, that's one. So why is only my mom instead of the rest of our family? Well, Nana died in 2014. Grandpa died a couple years later, which is it kind of caused most of our family just to run away from us. Oh yeah, I used to have. Well, technically, I do have two cousins. Technically, Justine's one of my cousins, and she works as a teacher in Texas or some sort. Well, my other cousin Anderson is still in college. I think he's still in college. If not works as a technician I think he's still in college in Purdue. It is a study to be like one of those technicians to the end you usually see in airplanes. And yeah, it's why he's born in 2005. Which I think he's gonna about to hit 20 this year for the end of it. So yeah, he's still in. Anderson is still in college at Purdue University to start to be a technician for airplanes, for airline industries, for technician jobs for airlines, and for airline industries of some sort. No, he's not going to be a pilot. He's going to be like a technician mechanic for airline industries or for airplanes, which just takes a lot of studying in
Thanks, I
the
really appreciate this. Doc.
tech world
My pleasure.
for him,
There's no night shift.
which
It's after midnight.
that's a lot of hard
All of a
work for
sudden,
him,
you
and
know,
I wish him
screaming,
luck.
crying,
So
wailing, a whole lot of dominoes left in the ER.
Help! Our friend's been shot!
So,
We're in the hospital.
It
so
looked like a bachelorette party that had gone horribly wrong.
and you know, I only know this is I only told you already about my former plan that if I did graduate with the college, it should have been like a meteorologist with a specialty in hurricanes, and I was hurricane specialist.
So she was awake.
That they
alert,
should
and
supposed to
talking
be
me.
in the working though.
So I went and took her away.
They're supposed to be working National Hurricane Center. They're doing hurricane hunters, so crew some sort of supposed to be. Well, and that kind of crashed down because they dropped out of college, so it's not like it happened anymore. Instead, I think it became a self-taught hurricane specialist instead for my knowledge.
The tissue was jagged,
So,
suggesting a
which
shot at close.
I've been no
There was
one
only hole.
ever self-taught hurricane specialist
No exit
before,
wound, so the bullet was
as
still
well as I
in there.
do.
We drew some labs.
It's like I said, my role model is John Hope. He used to be working the Weather Channel until he died in 2002. So he's supposed to be my role model,
A major artery,
though.
and she could lose a lot of blood.
As you
If
know.
so, it could become a critical injury.
So he's a hurricane specialist legend throughout the 90s and otherwise. Well, I was supposed to be the next John Hope. So there's some sort, but that's just being gone. So as you know right now, to the bit of pure to knowledge at this point. So
Ashley, I'm done.
and yeah, and instead of being focusing on Atlantic, I'm mostly done Eastern Pacific, Central Pacific, West Pacific, and even going to Indian Ocean. So yeah, it's kind of like what ending had to end up expected for me at this point. So
What's your name?
so yeah,
Correct. Okay, buddy.
so
I'm gonna
so
stop you here.
why I'm not eating why I'm not getting be specialized in tornadoes and others of the most common U.S. seismologists do? Because I'm not into that. I used to live in Texas where tornadoes was a common theme, but I'm not into that. Surprisingly, because I've never been to the Gulf Coast. Hell, I've never even been to Florida. And I'm not going to go there even because of biological dad, because he's an asshole, never came in my life. As a no, because after my mom would try to warn him several times, he never Fort Myers, and I do not see him see his face ever again. Only time we did end up heard him is from that one phone call back when I was 16. So yeah, told ya. So that's why I'm not going to go ever really go to Florida. It's because of issues of parental issues, and let's see why.
The fact that this child
So, kind of get where I'm going for. Let's see why I'm living with my mom technically the rest of my life. Because I have no biological dad. Because he abandoned me before I was born. So, yeah. And now I never see his own face. Hell, since I never even seen his face ever in my life.
Were you doing any wrestling or
You
playing
can
around
tell
with
all
this?
the to see why. Hell,
Hell,
see, I mean, I was born in March 4th, 1998, and my biological brother never seen my face. What type of
Well, I can assure you, all you have is people
I'm sorry.
tolerate.
So, yeah.
Not everything can be supervised. And
So,
it only
yeah.
takes one kid to introduce something. How about you boys?
So
Did you
technically,
take anything unusual I should know about?
most of the, most of my voice
What if I
Talk
told you what I
was
think
most of,
was
that was my mom taught me everything to be a man. That's why my mom's a woman.
Might seem young, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
I've been taught how to be a man from a woman. How embarrassing that is. So yeah.
Oh my god. What did you boys take?
So to be on the safe side right now is Does this make sense?
Yes, Doctor.
So technically, I'm more. So why am I interested about hurricanes of some sort? I think the reason is hurricanes. It's technically my thing. This worse biology is also supposed to be my mom's dream of some sort. So why I really want to be a meteorologist? Because someone, I think one relative of my mom knows of some sort used to want to be a meteorologist, instead he became a priest. Because of that, they had to go back to where he left off. He failed to do. Well, I kind of partially successfully brought back to the way he's doing, but only barrier that it just did not even complete college, and I never get it back there anytime soon because it's just being rushed out of high school, so it's not even my fault for that one. It's just speed bumps, and then it comes to happen, and it can't be avoided. So yeah, that's technically how it is. Yeah. So the question is, what comes to the idea of the 10-year university video? It's because of Donald Rock 1. Thanks to Donald Rock 1 that I made an idea of a 10-year university video in the first place. And my 10-year university since my first upload. So yeah. Yeah, Donald Rock 1 is a YouTube channel that based on computer viruses and study in the tech field. So it can make sense. So it makes sense that it compared to the points of pure context. Yeah. And he's Donald Rock is the ones that end up studying the computer viruses and studying onto it as a hobby as well. So it makes sense. So get around the boss. So Donald Rock 1, the YouTube channel, that ended up over millions of views of some sort in the for tech safety and tech viruses throughout the time. So yeah. So I kind of say one of since my YouTube channel by randomness is kind of based on a hobby and based on ideas and how to end up my YouTube channel flow for 10 years straight. So yeah. And yeah, and then my channel is still continuing beyond 10 years. And can you believe that? So you kind of say what there is. So they end up with some sort. And they kind of end up with it makes sense one now. You can turn on and the contacts and otherwise. So you had 10 years strong and another 10 years to go. And another 10 years going and another 10 years to even beyond it. And yes, did it 10 years strong. And the end of, I will get a title card at the end of the show my progress is. And the end of 10 years go and the 10 years continue. So, yeah. Yeah. So it makes sense. Yeah.
So I gave medicines for anxiety and for vomiting. And in about 10
So
minutes,
yeah,
Nicole, how long have you been
before they handed in, before they close out this stream, and otherwise, so they end up the point in context.
Her pupils were equal and
Yeah.
symmetric and reacted to light.
Other than the same one now,
Over here for me.
for sure.
Oh, your eyes look over here. I did notice a funny beating.
So I had to the next upload of some sort. The next couple uploads, so after this, and this pilot video I'll re-upload, it's in the group for Doha, Doha, and even updates and I say updates and otherwise the USL, MLS, and others, and otherwise an emoji of videos coming up in the soon up after this.
Everything is
So for stay
While
tuned
you're
for
feeling
that.
healthy, most likely you have
So-
something called the 9-positional vertigo.
And then,
I thought that was from being up high.
Well, vertigo is a symptom of spinning or movements.
so
It's often seen with inner ear problems. A lot of things can trigger it. Even turning your head suddenly to the side can do it. I do want to run a few tests today to rule out some other things.
so I kind of
I
say
want
one
to
now.
drop some blood.
Before I end this video, I will end up saying to everyone, thank you for the fantastic 10 years. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for all of views. Thank you for the over 500 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To the end up for everyone around the world to trust me as your fans. And they end up in the last 10 years, we're going to continue. And they end up in the live strong. And in the more aware, and then the more it's going to be coming. And so, like I said, another 10 years there, another 10 years from now, 2035, what a year anniversary video. As I might be planning straight ahead coming in for 2035. So, folks, stay tuned for that. So, you kind of say when there is, yeah, like I said, 10 years was a legacy, which no one thought it's a forgotten YouTuber, and they end up in survive this long to know how it end up like. Is the end up for everyone across the world of how YouTube is throughout the hard times, and they end up continuing on through the future. And as you know, life will still be going. It'll be yours and my light. My city in the otherwise for legends like me and others. And I've seen YouTubers gonna go like PewDiePie is then now retired, and then the T series lost it to Mr. Beast, and then Mr. Beast is at the end up with another person that related to PewDiePie, and he's still hanging strong. So I kind of say what it is. Yeah, my channel will never leave until until another decade's long. This will be the base. So the end of the show, the future lives strong, and the future will end up live beyond the end of it, where the people's hopes and desires, and the end of our hopes and desires comes to the end of the future. Right. It's an end by kindness, proudness, and even the end of lives strong. This is the entertainment. And the people that end up say, live strong or go home. It's a deal to live people beyond your freaking dreams to allow to think strong and then to live your life. This is a legacy, the strength, the power, and they end up to be yours and the other people end up think. This is what my channel is the end of represent of, is the end of face to the randomness, to the end of some sort. The humor lives strong, the pride lives strong, the legacy and the part and the onto others to know where it is. So it's kind of makes sense. To the end of live strong, and the end of where it is, so they can continue on with another 10 years. That's kind of way it makes sense anyway. So yeah. So
Are you on any medication?
it's a legacy. It's a pride. And then they can carry on for the next 10 years. Thank you for the end of the be on my channel. Thank you for everything. Thank you for sticking with me and waiting for me for many years. And to try to get on the queue and to get on course and get on to almost everything. This is how my channels represent my strength and power for everyone across the world, from Britain to Indonesia to Australia to Africa and beyond the whole 9 levels. it's just is
When
for
you
sure.
see a challenging
With the
case,
continue to get the
there's
strong
always
and
a temptation
otherwise.
to latch onto your initial diagnostic impression, and that can be very dangerous. You always have to keep a very open mind until you have
Oh no, it's not like
available to you. Nick, what's happening?
I'm Dr. Wake.
Charlie? I think Nicole has something called benign positional vertigo. It's a disturbance of the inner ear. It's nothing serious, but as a precaution, I want to get a CAT scan of her brain. So we sent her off to CT, and about half an hour later, the radiologist came to find me in the emergency department. Whenever you hear from a radiologist, it's usually something very important and urgent. What you got? The radiologist showed me on the CAT scan that there were little bubbles of air in her basilar artery, which is the artery that supplies blood to the brainstem of the brain. I became very worried that her symptoms were the initial symptoms of a brainstem stroke. What makes you awake and alert and breathing and alive is your brainstem. Without a brainstem, you die.
Unfortunately, the surgeon's not available until 7 in the morning. We're going to have to set them here in the ER. Setting the fracture will stabilize the injury. As long as it's all good, I can walk down the aisle and really.
A woman was injured at her bachelorette party, and now Dr. Bailey has to give her news that no bride ever wants to hear.
My patient has a wedding scheduled in 3 weeks, but she has a fractured leg. Unfortunately, Samantha, I don't think you're going to be able to walk down the aisle.
I do apologize for that. So there has to be quick for me. Otherwise, so yeah, otherwise, yeah. The end of these things for 10 years straight, in 10 years in the yard, for the end of recommended. Yeah,
Dr. Bailey, the orthopedic surgeon,
it's,
online.
I mean, it's truly for everyone right
I
now.
was more than happy to give her a
You
moment
know,
to
for
everything that happened.
everyone
So I got
around
on the phone with the orthopedic surgeon.
here,
Oh no, you're kidding me.
say,
You wouldn't be able to come in until the
and I say
That's
thanks
way too long. I'm gonna have to set it myself.
for the 10
Setting the
years,
fracture will
and
stabilize
again,
the
they're
injury,
10 years
but also
on.
make her more comfortable until
So,
the
hope you like my
orthopedic
stream.
department take care of her.
Pilot videos come straight ahead,
Unfortunately, the surgeon's
and then
not
stay
available
tuned for that. And otherwise, hope you like my stream.
And we're not gonna be able to wait for him to
And
set the phone.
thank you for the wonderful 10 years.
Because the leg was
And
shattered,
hope you see you in the next video stream on Joshua the Cat Human.
and the longer
And
the leg
otherwise,
is,
and then they
the
say,
higher the chance of
beep, beep, beep,
The more
wherever you
people
live
get
in, like day or night, and then across the world.
All right.
And then watch it as a straight on this thing. But otherwise, then I will come back later on. So, whatever is, so they have a great day and a good day for you guys. So see you in the next video. I'm Joshua Cat Human. In other words, beep, beep, beep.
I can't. Oh my god.
Dr. Hussein
So-
doesn't know why a child who was at a friend's sleepover
So
now
otherwise,
can't use his
so
arms or legs.
you have a good day, good night, or whatever it is. See you in the next video. So
I need his parents here.
otherwise,
You're trying to
you
use
get
the
it.
board,
Say one
use
now.
attention seeking.
See you next time.
I'm sorry.
Otherwise,
And we cannot wait for the parents.
like, subscribe,
To draw some blood.
ring the bell, and then never miss my new videos. And otherwise, so they end up new streams. Otherwise, so because there's a lot of shit coming in the future. At the end of VR 10 years. Because I do not miss for that. Never miss it at all because that's really important. Because you know there's going to be updates related towards Olympics and others coming. And they do not miss for that at all because that is severely important. So the end of the do not want to miss that. So stay tuned for that. Also, never miss my pilot. So just stay tuned for that too. Otherwise, so for all of us in the end for on this YouTube channel. So good luck to everyone. Thanks for 10 years. Gonna let it 10 years continue. And the end of in for our hearts, some sort. In the end, way it is. Thank you, and see you guys next time.
with
I
your
don't want,
child?
so otherwise,
The kids got from the
here's the
chocolate
final
and
words to
chocolate.
say right now. They're all you're waiting for.
Which they took without my permission.
Well,
So liquor-filled chocolate is the reason that my son.
here we go.
I don't think so.
Bye for now, everyone.
Honestly, I don't know.
So,
I'm trying to find out.
well,
You don't
bye.
Doctor argued.
It's gonna be a long night.
Peace.
She's got an arterial gas embolism in her basilar artery.
I can't